Hello, Miss Ginger Bailey, spelled
Hello.
Y-L-E-Y. And we are so excited to finally get the very first interview, the first part of QE2, Queen Elizabeth II. And that's not quantum easing too. So I just thought I'd make that clear. So do you say you feel a big energy here, right, Ginger?
Yes. Her Majesty is here. So she's sitting in a chair in front of me. Erik is sitting next to her, and he's in a nice suit, Papa suit, he said.
Oh, that's what he calls it, Papa suits.
Yeah, Papa suit. And she's wearing a blue gown, like dress, really beautiful dress. She's sitting with her foot crossed over, her feet crossed, and her hands comfortably in her lap. She's wearing a crown, a very elegant crown, beautiful. And she's saying, first of all, she's saying that she wants to commend you, Lisa, for all that you do with channeling Erik and everyone who's involved and helping others. And she's really happy, very happy to be here and be a part of it today. Thank you.
Well, we are honored. And you and I share the same birthday. So we are on the cusp of Taurus and Aries, and that is the power cusp, the most powerful cusp. I guess that means that we are supposed to do big things for the world, or we at least have the ability to.
Yes. Her energy, I want to let everyone know her energy, because it is so strong, but so kind and gentle. And there's a fun lovingness about her, and a strong mother and grandmother sense about her. She's very sophisticated, enthusiastic, but very peaceful. And she has like a playfulness about her energy too.
I can feel that too. Yeah.
And very humble, very humble. Anyway, she's doing great, and she's just happy to be here and excited to answer your questions. Erik's excited too. He's very excited.
Okay. All right. And you guys interject too if you come up on any. We got a bunch. So again, this is probably only part one of I don't know how many parts. You're very popular, Queen Elizabeth. When you were near the days of passing, did you see any signs that your time was approaching?
She's saying yes. She could feel it. She felt a sense of it. Of course, she's saying that she's somewhat of a perfectionist and a little bit stubborn when it comes to being taken away from her schedule. She wants to, she's a people pleaser. She wants to, follow through with things. But she did feel it. She did feel her health was failing. And actually, she's saying that when right at the last moments, she did see Prince Philip before she even passed, she's saying.
Did he help you out of your body?
No, but he was there when she passed, right? When she passed. And she's also saying that she did not cross right away. She did stay around for a bit. And it was just a choice of hers. And then she crossed, and it was a lot of past family members there, but Prince Philip was the first.
Oh, that's wonderful. I mean, you really loved each other, didn't you?
Yes.
Call you Cabbage.
Excuse me?
Why did he call you Cabbage as a nickname? I think it was cute.
Cabbage. Yeah. We had many nicknames, she said, for each other. And she's talking about how her personality was kind of fun, her fun personality. And he just called her that because it was what he would think about, about fun, the way she was,
just because it was a silly name.
Yeah, it was silly, being silly and fun. They did that. They had a lot of silly names for each other.
Oh, what was your reaction when you crossed over, Your Majesty?
She says that it was a little surprising at first, but it was kind of dreamlike, and then and then a realization, she's saying, but it was very peaceful,
Right.
and calm.
So you weren't scared.
No,
And no
no,
discomfort.
no discomfort, no pain, no. No, it was her. It was her. It was a few things, but it was like her heart. Her heart was getting weak,
Oh,
and then she was having like the kidney and circulation. Just it was a
yeah.
combination of things there at the end.
Or slow organ failure, multiple organ
Right,
failure. Yeah.
right,
Did you have a
right.
stroke as well or not? That's one of the questions somebody has.
No, no, she didn't. She didn't. But she said although she had COVID, I guess she's saying the year before or something, or just earlier in the year.
Okay.
She's saying that although she recovered from it, she never felt 100% after that.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. I can
Yeah.
imagine. Were you ready to leave, Your Majesty? Or did you feel like you had some unfinished business?
She's so cute. She's kind of a jokester. She likes to be funny, and she says there's times when I was ready to leave long before this.
I know the feeling, girl. Oh, I shouldn't say girl, but Your Majesty.
But she took her responsibilities very serious, and she really was ready when this came, but she if she could have stayed longer, she would have, is what she's saying.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's so cute that you wore a papa suit, Eric. Sometimes you would just dress up in a papa suit. So that must
he's
mean
just
you have
fixing his clothes.
A lot of respect for Her Majesty.
Yes.
So what do you think? What's your perception of her, Erik?
Very powerful energy. He says that he really enjoys being around, and very there's like it's like a loving feeling that she has. Like when you're around her, it's almost like you just feel accepted. She has a lot of patience, like for others, and she does not look down on anyone. Everyone is accepted. And
that's nice.
That's what he's saying.
Was meeting the new prime minister a factor in your death, being too much of a strain on your already fragile state? Someone wants to know.
No, she's saying that years of service that she's given, it was just something that was, expected. Expected is what she's saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Now, were you watching? I mean, the service was beautiful, and all the things leading up to your funeral, and your funeral service was just beautiful. Were you able to stay and watch all of it?
Yes, she's actually glowing as you were talking about that, and she is just delighted. Her words, delighted by all the love and praise from around the world, from around the whole world.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, she's there.
Can you explain all of the sightings of Your Majesty in the clouds above England after your passing? I mean, and how that happened? Apparently, it was truly amazing, this person writes. Is that just retrofitting, imagination? Or
No, she's saying it's the energy of the collective, that everybody, the thoughts and the love and the compassion combined creates this energy, in turn will create signs and just, it's her way of also letting people know that she hears them and she knows. But a lot of it is is just a combination of all the emotions and feelings and love that everybody was feeling, like on a collective, the whole collective.
I've had some people say, who are grievers, that this actually, your death was a trigger for them and their own loss. Can you explain that?
She was loved by many, she's saying, and the triggers for their own loss is an individual grieving. But she actually has like this peaceful, very peaceful emotions that she puts out to the world.
Yeah.
And she actually did that while she was here too. People could feel it when they were around her.
Wow.
And she's still projecting that. So those who felt that she's sending that to them.
Oh, that's sweet. Now, Prince Philip apparently said that you had seen Henry VIII one time as a ghost. Is that true? When you were alive?
She's saying that she suspected. There were many energies around each place that they were in, each castle. Yeah, there were many energies around, and she was very strong empath to where she could feel, those things. But she thought it was like a dream.
Oh,
but actually, then later she questioned it. She's saying, and she thought that it really was him.
Wow. Yeah. So have you met him, King Henry?
Yeah. Yes. So yeah. She's saying that all her family.
What is it like seeing him in spirit versus just kind of a ghost?
Huge difference. She's saying huge difference. Yeah. His full spirit is just very big personality. She's saying, and it was really nice to be reunited with everyone.
Oh, that's wonderful. Now, what soul contract did you and your beloved Philip fulfill for each other in this lifetime? And was this one of many karmic embodiments that you both have spent together, perhaps as a part of the same soul family? So I guess just talk about the soul contract you guys held for each other.
She's saying that her and Prince Philip had admiration for each other. They had deep respect for one another and a deep love. And yes, they've had many other lives together, not always as a couple, but she's saying that she knew when she seen him. She was very young. When she seen him and met him, she knew he was the one. She just knew. And that's because it was, a contract.
Yeah.
And their love for one another and respect made a difference on how she ruled too, because it was a team effort. She's saying a team effort, and it really does help, to be in a relationship like that with your partner and have a good, respect for one another and understanding.
Stabilizing. I mean, you were so young, so it must have helped you, especially in the early days of being alive, to feel confident and supported, right? Right.
Correct.
Was Philip and you here to teach one another something or to learn from one another? Anything specific?
Many things. One of the things was learning to give and take in a balanced manner. Because there was so many jobs that they had along with being parents that they needed to balance those two things. And that was something that they were here to learn together. And he gave her the sense of security that she not really like she needed him, but it was like a sense of security. Like she knew that he'd always be by her side no matter what. And she's saying that she kept his feet on the ground.
Oh, okay.
She kept his feet on the ground.
That sounds totally right. Now, have you met Elizabeth I? And if so, what, I'm sure you have. What did y'all talk about?
Yes.
Tell me about the powwow.
Yeah. So this is her mother, and mostly it was just it was like a celebration of coming together and being home. They're just a celebration of coming together and being home, she's saying, and that her mother, put across how proud she was of her, of course, and that she was just so happy that she was home. because that's what it's like. She's saying, you know, you're coming home. This is your family and you get to see them again. It was great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What about Princess Diana on the other side? Did you meet her, and how did that whole thing go? And
yes, she did. And she really wants to emphasize that she loves Princess Diana, and she had the highest respect for her. Although there were she's saying a lot of things misunderstood or said in the tabloids, whatever, you know, was said, that she loved Diana and still loves Diana. And yes, she has met Diana on the other side, and it was a great homecoming.
Was there any conspiracy involved about her death, or was she murdered or anything like that? I mean, you probably know.
There was a conspiracy going on, but she is saying that, first of all, that is not who she was or what she was about.
Okay.
She was about peace, and she was about defending others and protecting. And she's saying that Princess Diana was to her like a daughter. Okay. And that although that there was a lot of things said, and mostly what she wanted to do was keep things quiet, keep things calm. That's why there wasn't a big ordeal made about it. You know, it wasn't because she didn't care. It's because she wanted to keep that down on the down low of what the, you know, news and paparazzi do. Oh God, yeah. Because that was the main reason she's saying for this happening. And and also the driver was, I don't know, under the influence or something.
Oh, really? Oh,
of the driver that was driving her.
Something like that, yeah.
So she's saying,
not cool. What lesson did you agree to learn with your relationship with Princess Diana, or vice versa, actually?
Unconditional love. Unconditional love was number one, she just said. And she's saying that she had to learn to accept the way another, you know, and she was really good at this, but she's saying that that one of her things for spiritual learning was to accept things in, you know, the way that they are, that they can't always go. Because again, she's saying she was a perfectionist in the way that she wanted things to be and go, but it was for her to learn, you know, to be accepting of the way things not always turning out the way they should, you know.
That makes sense.
Yes.
Did you have any past other lives with Diana?
Yes, she has. Yes.
And we're going to discuss past life that most influenced your life as Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth. Some are saying that with your death, we are facing the end of an era because you were connected to past history. Is there a collective spiritual effect resulting from your death?
What was the last part of that?
Is it well? Let me read the whole thing just in case.
Okay.
Some are saying that with your death, we are facing the end of an era because you had such a big connection to past history, and you're no longer here. Is there a collective spiritual effect resulting from your death?
You can consider it the end of an era, but because she did reign for a very long time, very long. You can consider it the end of an era, but anytime something, this is Her Majesty, anytime something is ending, something even better will begin. And it is not a negative thing, it's a positive thing, she's saying.
Good. All right. From your spiritual perspective, do you see any benefit for there being a British monarchy?
Yes, she does. She does see a benefit, a lot of benefits. Protection is one, you know. It's more about keeping the peace though. And although although she wasn't involved in always doing the making the laws, or being ahead of some of the things that they used to be ahead of in the monarchy,
right.
She's saying that it's still very important, and it's very important to the people. The people look up to them.
The national pride, kind of.
Yeah, the pride, but also it's just part of their. It's part of their. Why can't I find this word? Part of who they are. It's part of their country. Yeah, their identity, their country, and they really do need this in their lives, because it is part of who they are.
Okay, so what do you say to the naysayers who think that monarchs all over the world, including the British monarchy, really did not earn, for the most part, any of their wealth? That was just taken from the peasants, from the serfs, all that kind of stuff, through, also through imperialism, just ransacking different countries. I mean, this is centuries and centuries.
Right. That's what she's saying. Yes. She's saying, yes, although it was not always a positive thing in many, many centuries ago.
Yeah.
That's why she's saying, I'd like to think that we evolved beyond
yes, I know.
And that it's not, it's not about that anymore. It's more about the status of what we represent, she's saying.
Yeah.
The status, that it's what we represent. And she's saying that she doesn't want people to think that that's what they are about, because that's not what they're about anymore. And that's also why they're not ruling. They don't rule like they used to.
Okay, well, that makes sense.
And then I'm not real good at politics, but she's talking about how they put it into parliament, or put it in the leader.
Legislating is no longer the
right,
but you engage in a lot of humanitarian efforts, etc. Right? So that's
yes, she does that. That is something around the world. She always loved going from different countries and different areas, and greeting people and trying to help them with their needs, and letting them know that they care and that they are there. That's what she said.
Okay. Now, what does Your Majesty think is the future of the British monarchy? Will England become a republic in the near future? In other words, what will happen to the monarchy? Will it be abolished ever? I mean, ever is a
word. That's a big one. She said, she's saying that eventually, far, far, far down the road, a lot of things are going to be changed in the way things are ruled, and the way the hierarchies of all countries are going to be.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it sounds like your son, King Charles, wants to downscale the monarchy. He's even talked about moving out of Buckingham Palace into an apartment, and having the Buckingham Palace go to the people, to tourists, etc. Can you tell me about what he's going to be like as a king?
She's going like this because she's just so proud of her son. Yes, very proud of her children and grandchildren, great grandchildren, she added. She's saying that what's happening is he is very his personality type is to be a very humanitarian type, very much about the people. And it's not that he's going to take down the royal family, or what they represent or anything. He's just trying to make it more about the people, and less about who's above. He's trying to make it more like
the monarchy
equality.
People, right?
Right.
Good. So I guess you probably discussed these kind of things, especially really close to your death, with your son, right?
Actually, for a while before her death, they've
yeah.
discussed it. Yes. Yeah. For a while.
All right. What was your biggest belief? Oh, wait, before I forget, because this is maybe not in the questions. What do you think about the Queen Consort Camilla? Do you think she'll be a good queen?
Yes. Yes, she is. And she's very good for King Charles,
Yeah.
she's saying. Very good. They're very good together. They have a good teamwork. They're good teamwork. They work good together. They, again, like her and Philip, they have that respect.
Yeah.
And understanding between each other. And yeah, she does. She agrees. She feels that she's going to do good. She's going to do good.
That's awesome. How long do you see King Charles ruling? I mean, he's not a young whippersnapper like you were when you started.
You said whippersnapper and she said chicken, young chicken or something like
young
that.
Chicken.
young chicken or young rooster. She's actually pretty funny. She has this sense of humor where she would like to like make jokes to catch people off guard, you know? Yeah. And she's saying that he will rule for a while, and then it will be William. And she's not given a time frame.
No,
she says it. Yeah, she says it will be a while. Yes.
Okay. What was your biggest belief on earth that you realized was surprisingly wrong once you crossed over? It's like, oh, I had that belief. That's not right.
For one, she's saying that she didn't expect the other side to be the way it was. She knew it was great. She knew it was grand, but it's even better than she thought. And that's one. The other is that she didn't realize she was going to get to be like with everybody like this, like the freedom that you have on the other side, to move about and be free with your family and that kind of thing. It wasn't like one of her beliefs.
Okay, what about the beliefs, the earthly beliefs that you also had? I mean, maybe this is also what they want.
So you're asking what she thought about stuff on Earth that was her belief?
Yeah.
Okay, on Earth before she left. Okay.
Yeah.
I just love her. I love her energy. Okay, so things that she believed when she was here, and this is because of the time that she was from.
Yeah.
The time that she was from, there were beliefs from that era that stuck with her, like the equality of everybody and how we're connected. Okay. And the equality of everyone. She was raised and she thought of, not, although she always knew in her heart that it wasn't quite right, but she was raised that you're above and these are below.
Okay, and now you realize that we're all a part of God.
We're all equal. We're all a whole part of God, and we're all equal level. Nobody is above anybody, is what she's saying. One of the biggest ones.
That is a big realization. Mm-hmm. Wow. Mm-hmm. All right, now this one person says, asking as respectfully as I can. So gulp. I don't know what the question is. Let's see what it is. Okay. What do you think of the people who disliked you and called you a colonizer? Well, do you empathize with that perception of you and the royal family, or do you feel that they truly don't know your intentions as Queen of England? Colonizing. I mean, in a way, it's in some ways, it helped those countries develop, and then I can't remember. I think it was your dad gave them back their freedom and their choice. Like, you want to be part of the empire, fine. If you don't, fine. But yeah, go ahead and tell us that opinion that some people have.
So everybody's entitled to their opinion, she said, and that she knew who she was and she knew what was her responsibilities. And as long as she was standing by those and standing by her beliefs, she felt right in her decisions. But the colonizing, a lot of that, she's saying the people were they were in need of that, and that she says that a lot of them, it was their choice too.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't like they were really forced. It was just that it was better for their society to grow as a society. And she's saying that when people you know, feel and think certain things because of their own opinions,
Right.
that there's nothing that she can really do much about that, except for state that there was good that came from it, is what she's saying.
Yeah, it seems like most of it happened before your reign, right? I mean, like I said, your father,
right.
Colin, means you're no longer, we're not requiring you to be under, but before your reign, didn't the British Empire sort of rob some of these colonies of their wealth, gold, etc., or not? I don't know.
Actually, what she's saying is, and this was long before her.
Oh yeah.
And even her father, she's saying that it was more like that was the rules and policies of them, of the monarch, you know, protecting the people for their protection. And so they seen it as like, we pay taxes.
Okay.
As payment for them, for their protection, and to defend them and watch over them and help them.
Yeah.
And that's the way it was looked at, but that did change over time.
Good. What sort of positive things did the colonies receive besides for protection? Did you help bring education to the masses?
She's saying yes to the education, and she's also saying that they helped with the farming.
Oh, okay.
The farming, like seed, things like that, that she would help. Not her, but they would help. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Right.
Excuse me. Yeah, that they would help.
Okay.
With
with
many things, actually.
That's awesome. Did you come into the role in order to wind up the monarchy example, as your uncle Louis Mountbatten wound up the empire in India? Oh, I didn't know that. Did you come into the role of queen in order to get rid of the monarchy, just as your uncle did, getting rid of the empire in India?
I'm trying to understand the question. Did she?
What was it? Were you brought into the role as queen to sort of end the monarchy in some of these colonies, I guess?
Oh, okay. So you're saying like one of her contracts of being brought in? Okay, spiritual. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so she's saying yes. She's saying yes. She was brought in. There was many things that she was to do during her time of queen, and that was one of them. And there was many things that she changed in some of the countries that their actual rulers that they had there, like their states, that she helped them learn to do a better job in teaching them.
All right.
Is she saying?
That sounds great. Are there any royal protocols you would like to get rid of?
She's saying, looking from this side, that now she's saying that there are a few. One would be some of the freedom that some of the royal family don't have. She thinks they should have more freedom.
Yeah.
And yeah, and she's saying that she would also like them to be able to focus a lot on their family, you know, without it being the rules of the royalty, and still be able to keep things balanced. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Does that make sense? Okay.
Okay. Do you see any of your great grandchildren ascending to the throne rather than George? That's way far off though, man.
Yeah, she's saying, so George is Williams, that's her first grandson.
William.
No, she's saying no.
Okay. All
Not
right.
as it stands right now, she's saying.
All right. Do you see Harry and Meghan being brought back as senior royals? And maybe give your thoughts about their whole relationship with the idea of the monarchy and Meghan Markle's influence on Harry. I mean, what are your thoughts?
Okay, so what she's saying, and she gets real like calm and quiet, which she's already calm. So I don't know how much calmer I can get, but I just feel this calmness. And she said she was hurt. She was hurt by this, and hurt as in not about her, but for Harry and Meghan and what they felt they were treated, the way they felt they were treated. And she does see them back with the family, but not in the status they were, is what she's saying. So she does see the connection staying. She does see them doing royal jobs, but not in the status that they were in, as in maybe their titles. I'm thinking that's what she's meaning.
Okay.
But yeah, she was hurt, and she loves both of them very much.
She does. I just want to make sure.
Yes, because I love them both very much.
Now, what were your thoughts about having really the first biracial great-grandchild? And how do you feel about that great-grandchild?
You know what? She didn't feel like it was her grandchild. She did not feel like it was any different from her other grandchildren. She wants to make that very clear. And her thoughts were never on that as, oh my gosh, the racial part of it. Her thoughts, anytime her thoughts were about that, was to keep things in the tabloids, in the paparazzi, things like that she wanted that kept down and left out. She did not like it. She didn't like that kind of talk.
All right. Why do you think Meghan Markle said some of the things she said about you and monarchy?
She's saying that Meghan was very hurt. And
by what?
There were some things that were said, not from Her Majesty. Okay. But there were some things said in the royal family, just comments made, and some of it got blown up a little bit more than it should have, especially in this time of what we have going on right now around the world.
Okay. Do you have any regrets as Queen Elizabeth II? If so, what are they?
No, she doesn't. She's saying no. She doesn't have any regrets. And she's saying that she is very happy with the choices that she had made, and any mistakes that she had made just made her a better queen.
Well, that's great.
She said.
That's what almost every spirit said. There were no mistakes, they're just experiences.
Yeah, that's what she's saying.
Exactly. All right. How do you feel? Just a couple more questions, then we'll break it up to part two. How do you feel about the education you received growing up?
She's being very humble about this, and she's saying that she is very thankful for the privileges that she had growing up. And if she was, this is something I think was in another question earlier that she's bringing up, that she thinks that all people should have the opportunity to be educated in this way. It should not just be the privilege, and she wants to make that clear. But she did have privilege when it came to education. And I will tell you, as Ginger, that tuning into her energy, she's very intelligent. Very intelligent. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And you're welcome. She's saying thank you. Thank you, dear. Yes. So she just wanted to make that clear, that she feels very humbled and very privileged for the education she received.
Okay. I thought it was really cool that you were actually a truck driver and mechanic during the war. I mean, what was it? What was that like?
Getting your hands dirty. Wanted to get her hands dirty, she's saying.
I mean, you were invited to stay in the United States during the war for protection, but you said, no, I'm staying with my peeps.
Yes, she wanted to be involved in any way she could. She wanted to help in any way she could. She's talking about Prince Philip being in the war. They wrote each other letters all the time and stayed in contact the whole time. And she always kept those letters, she's saying. She's so sweet. And but she just wanted to get in and help. She wanted to do what she could to help, anything she could do. And she could do a lot. She's very talented.
Yeah. So who's the romantic in the relationship, you or Philip? Who's more of the romantic?
Yeah, she's saying a little of both, but Philip.
Oh, Philip. That's so sweet.
Yes, Philip.
All right, I'm going to get one last question here since we're sort of talking about, well, let me just say, is the Netflix thing, The Crown, is that a true depiction of you? I loved it. Besides obvious drama needed to add for TV, of course. But yes, the Netflix, it was a series, I can't remember, or whatever it was. Was it a relatively true depiction of you in your life?
She's kind of giggling, kind of laughing, when she was, you were saying that, and she's saying that there's a few out there, a few documentaries on her, and most are true. They do exaggerate, like you said. She's saying that's why she was laughing. Yeah. They do exaggerate some things, yes, to make it more interesting, because although I had a pretty interesting life, it was very common for a queen, she's saying.
I guess
so. Yeah.
That's great. Well, thank you for this part 2. Do you want to say anything else? I mean, we have a bunch of questions for the next time, but anything else you want to say? Or Erik or Ginger, do you want to ask anything before we close this part 1 session?
She's just saying thank you so much. She's very happy to be here.
Thank you.
And yes, and Erik is just saying he loves you and he loves everybody. And yeah, he's so sweet. And he's just so happy. He's so happy to meet the queen. And and she's just so humble about it. I just love it. I just love her.
That's awesome.
Love her energy. Yes.
And we love your energy too, Ginger. Thank you so much for this.
Thank you.
And people can get in touch with you. Now, I can't remember if it's Ginger Bailey Psychic Medium.
Yes.
It's that. Ginger Bailey, BAYLEY, psychicmedium.com. And I was blown away when you said Papa Suit. Not many people know that he called that Papa Suit. So that is so cool. Not that I ever doubted, but yes, thank you so much. I love you both. I love you all 3.
Love you too.
Bye.
Thank you.
This was amazing.
Thank you. Bye.